Wow.
Welcome back to the 12 Hours of Geekmas.
Oh, there we go. That's even better.
Are we live?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Are we live? Okay,
yeah,
cool. Welcome back to the 12 Hours of Geekmas, brought to you by the Geekly Council. I am Jane Ritt, taking over DM duties from Kieran to bring us to a conclusion of this chaotic elf-based holiday stream. I will be joined for the next hour and a half by 4 esteemed players. This is a lightweight dice-based RPG where players roll a d20 and add one of 4 festive ability scores: naughty, nice, merry, or bright. And there are some other rules, but I'm sure that we'll get into those. So before we get started, please go ahead and introduce yourselves and your elves.
Ivana, you should go first.
Do it, Ivana.
Who's this Ivana you're talking about? My name's Crispy, and since you kids can't seem to get started here, don't worry, I gotcha. It's Crispy, I'm here. I used to work with Snap, Crapple, and Pop, and they sucked, I'll tell you what. And you know what? Nobody ever appreciated my talents. I could have given them Dirty Pop, and they gave me the rock. So I'm here, I'm gonna save Christmas, because that's what all I ever do. And yeah, you kids needed help, you got help. Go, do your thing.
What about Coco?
Hi, I'm Coco. I'm being played by Josh. That sounds weird, but I'm the sweetest elf that ever lived, and I've never, ever done anything wrong.
Editorial note, Coco has done several things wrong to date, but Sprinkle and Puddin'.
No. I known him since he was a wee little elf. He's perfect.
Coco hides the broken wine bottle shank behind their back.
Good job, darling. You're doing great.
I'm playing Sprinkle with an S. Sprinkles. All you haters out there, I'm keeping the S.
Wow.
I'm Carly. Hi.
I need more sprinkles in my life.
I'm Michael, and I will be playing Puddin'. I'm not sure what Puddin' voice is going to be like yet.
I was considering grabbing a big jar of sprinkles down there and just throwing it at the camera every once in a while, but then it's Michael's desk and you have to live with that. So maybe.
And then Carly realized.
So that's a reason not to do
I
it?
don't see why.
Well, then Carly realized I would never clean it up and it would just be there forever.
Yep.
And so.
That's why you have dogs. They come and clean it up for you.
I regret not doing it.
Oh. All right, so those are our elves. Smash cut to a futuristic sleigh hovering low in the night sky as a cluster of elves huddle over Santa's journal, waiting for it to give them some kind of direction. So much is at stake. Attack by an unknown force has taken Santa out of the picture, freezing him in a solid block of ice. These 4 elves, and a 5th elf named Murdoch, who is also there, are the only hope of retaking the North Pole and saving Christmas. In the book they have open in front of them, previously, it has led them through various adventures to find legendary gifts depicted in pictures and captions, but this time it's just a couple of big words in a Christmassy font. And they say, "Open the sleigh's glove compartment."
I pound my fist on it.
Do you think it's this sleigh that we're in?
I think you have to open it. I don't think it's very polite to knock, though.
I pound it. Open up in there.
Are we allowed to?
have to-
It's technically not ours.
You have to
What's
open
what
it.
does
glove
Santa
depart-
say?
I don't see no note
glove
telling me not
compartment.
to. What are they going to do? Put me on the naughty list? I run the naughty list. Open up in there.
Crispy, you have to.
The
Crispy, you have
glove
to open
compartment does not open on its own.
Crispy, you have to. Here,
Oh,
Crispy, I can do it for you.
fine.
Crispy, I can do it for you.
Oh, you sweetheart. See, I told you, Coco never does nothing wrong. You're so good, darling. Mwah.
Here,
Really? We
Crispy,
should,
look.
we,
Watch me, Crispy. Crispy, watch me. And Coco opens it.
The glove compartment opens. A couple of actual gloves fall out, and some stockings tumble out too. Some Christmas candy. But as soon as you have unlatched it, pulled it open, another series of words appear in Santa's journal. They say, "Push the red button." And there is a red button, covered in tinsel, in the back of the glove compartment of the sleigh.
I would like to do the mommy reach over. Don't touch those gloves. You don't want to put your DNA on them, kids.
Do you think they mean this red button?
No, you can't use your fingers. And I'll smash my cigarette candy.
Cigarette candy.
Cigarette candy.
So you smashed your
something, so I'm gonna let somebody else take their turn.
Oh, let's consult the book. I want to consult the book.
Oh, we're gonna do nothing.
Pudding is pressing the word button in the book.
Oh.
And in elfly hand, you reach over, guiding Puddin's finger to the big red button in the glove compartment.
Slow.
There could be other buttons.
And boop! Suddenly, a mechanical buzzing noise shakes your seats as the entire sleigh is encased in a shimmering egg of energy. And you begin to hear klaxons and blips and pings on the dashboard. Even Sprinkle doesn't recognize them, and Sprinkle knows this sleigh upside and down.
Really quickly, when all the candy fell out, Sprinkles tried to very subtly grab it all. Sprinkle's got a problem.
Sprinkle, why don't you roll me naughty? That's a d20 and add your naughty stat to see if the other elves.
That's not ours.
Well, you may not have noticed it, Coco.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
What Coco doesn't know doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, and so Coco is not hurt by this because Coco does not perceive it. Sprinkle manages to greedily grab all of the candy and put it in their little elf trousers.
Coco was too
Pockets
distracted
just
by
full of treats.
Coco was too distracted by getting stuck to Pudding's hands, physically, from all the.
I watch them every Tuesday.
Yeah, and while
Pudding,
this is happening,
if you need help washing your hands, I can help you.
Would you do that?
And
yeah, I would wash your hands for you.
Oh, you're nice.
That's it, though.
Weird.
That's it. That's where we draw the line, though. I'm not washing anything else.
Okay.
I got something you can wash, Coco.
Oh yeah, I can help
And
you
it's
do your
real
laundry again,
dirty.
Crispy, I could do your laundry again.
Oh, I love it when you do that for me, darling.
Okay.
Let me just get it nice and dirty for you.
That doesn't help.
And while this is happening, the entire sleigh is shaking, and alarms are blaring, and lights are flashing on the dashboard, telling you to buckle up.
Oh yeah, this is the kind of ride I like.
Oh, I immediately buckle up. Safety first.
The sleigh, you have experience going pretty steep before when you briefly flew to heaven, but if possible, it goes even steeper. You can only watch as the sleigh's side panels retract and massive booster engines rotate out of hidden compartments and begin to fire. The sleigh lurches forward with such force that you're thrown back against the seats. And all the bells on your boots, ding-a-ling, and you're just accelerated, just straight up into the sky.
What would happen if we didn't buckle up properly?
Well, I'd say that
we
you would
always buckle up
probably have
properly.
to roll hardy to hang on.
I think
You
that
could
Coco has
do
gone around
it.
and Coco personally buckled everyone in.
It's that.
Oh,
At
let me
least
just get that for
Puddin'.
you.
Yeah, but
Um,
I mean, Coco tried, but his hands were
So
still
that's
kind of
that's so
sticky
true.
from all of the candy.
That's so true.
Yeah. So it sounds like Puddin needs to hold on real tight or risk tumbling out of the sleigh.
That's going to be an 8 plus 5 for me. So 13.
Okay. So you're not buckled in, but you manage to grasp onto the buckles. You're kind of like waving behind the sleigh as it jets upward for a couple of seconds, but the other elves are able to kind of pull you back in and get you.
Oh,
Oh, she's frozen. Go
Oh no,
on,
not
kids.
again. I can't believe that Puddin almost fell out again. This happens
It's-
every time.
that's not regulation buckling.
This is why I keep my hands real sticky, because it helps me hold on to seatbelts.
+1 grip. I would like to say that Crispy would be holding on to the middle of the one hand and the other hand up in there. Yeah, I haven't had a ride like this since I was 100. Let's go, kids.
You have nearly breached the cloud line when another alert bell blares and a message pops up on your dashboard, your global positioning sleigh. And the message says, light speed engine engaging in 10, 9,
Jesus.
8.
Oh boy, everyone, hold on.
Buckle up.
I don't know how.
Can we all work together to get Puddin' in the
Well,
into the sleigh?
so in this system, all elves can spend their turn helping another elf to give them a +2 bonus to their roll. So this is something that Puddin will have to do for themselves, but please tell me how the rest of the elves assist in the process.
Sprinkles will assist by knowing all the technical ins and outs of the sleigh, like the back of their hand, and so they know exactly how to buckle in for maximum efficiency.
The tongue, the flange, the lever.
These
The
things,
axle.
you keep
Coco is
saying
helping
words I
just
don't
by holding one.
understand.
Coco is helping by just holding one of the buckles.
Crispy is barding out the situation by just yelling words of encouragement.
What are
You
some
got
of
it,
those
baby.
words?
You got to tug on it like you mean it. Tug on it. You pull hard like your life depends on it. Got to have the ride of your life, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I think your life
Okay,
does
so-
depend on it right now, actually. So please buckle up, Puddin'.
Yeah.
You're right, sweetie.
Yeah,
You're
you
so
can't-
right. Get in the damn sleigh, Puddin'.
You can see the land and all of the little Christmas lit towns getting smaller and smaller behind you as you're sort of rattling and bouncing back and forth in the seat. Puddin', your friends, they believe in you. They're helping you. You should roll, let's say bright. Let's see how bright you are, Puddin', when it comes to clicking those sweet, sweet seatbelts.
Oh no, you're fine.
That's gonna be
It's a 9.
no, it's a 6.
It's a
It's gonna be 8 for me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's gotten smarter throughout
so-
the day.
How?
Yes. So, and is that including the assistance from your
no, what is
friends?
the assistance?
So each elf who helped you gave you a +2.
Oh, all right. So that's Matt. That's
14.
14. What she said.
14, 15?
Yeah.
14?
So it was real touch and go for a little bit. You could see Puddin' starting to like slowly roll backwards while the sleigh was just shaking and shaking. But then he rolls forwards, and there's a click as your Puddin' is secured, just in time for the sky in front of you to explode into stars as the light speed engine hurtles you into darkest space.
What could Santa need out here?
This isn't regulation.
That's so naughty.
I
And
always like playing with elves after dark. This is just my jam. How you doing, kids?
And you actually do fly past heaven So you see
I've got
heaven,
a
which
lot of
you visited
anxiety
earlier.
right now.
Mhm.
You know, the rocket sleigh continues to shake and seems like it's almost coming apart at the seams, but it's held together by Christmas magic. And you
Bye,
are
St. Peter.
accelerating towards a distant, glimmering, tear-shaped space station. It's all gold and silver, and it has these huge stained glass windows and long, delicate hallways, and it rotates on, you know, gold and copper mechanisms. And it's getting bigger in front of you through the stars.
I remember the last time they kicked me out of this place. I hope they don't remember me.
Yes, and you know, they do like to keep a wall full of like little pictures of everyone who isn't allowed to come in or write checks or all of that. So something to definitely keep an eye on.
Now, everyone,
I
remember
think-
to keep your receipts for your per diems.
Coco remembers, knew where we were going ahead of time and obviously prepared for this, and brought everyone spacesuits that fits them perfectly.
Yes.
So I would like to distribute our
but-
spacesuits.
Yes, and each of them actually has a little insignia on it so that you know who is who when you have your visors down. What is the insignia on each of your spacesuits?
Coco's is a little mug of cocoa that has a big old smiley face on it.
Ah,
Sprinkles is going to be a little pink donut covered in sprinkles. Sprinkles!
This is how we get ants.
I'm going to sprinkle you every once in a while and you're not
Oh,
going to see it coming.
Puddings, somehow you can't even figure out how it works, but it's clearly meant to be a little thing of pudding, but it's somehow instead obviously Jello. Like you can't even figure out why.
and Crispy.
Crispies is a candy rat crossed with a fried
rat.
drumstick. Chicken drumstick.
Sure.
You can
Very
spot it
good.
in a mile, and you say that is Crispy.
Damn! Wow,
So,
so crispy.
You're like shimmying into your little elf spacesuits. They're very you know, cute. Maybe Puddin's is a little bit tight, but it is what it is. And the sleigh swerves into a small, bright docking bay, and it hisses as it lands. The thrusters power down, and you can hear, like, as it gets quieter, just like distant, smooth jazz Christmas carols playing over the tinny loudspeakers.
Is it like
And there's a
Christmas music?
yes, it is absolutely Christmas music. And this like mechanical walkway extends slowly out from the floor of a lobby and then sprouts stairs down at the door of the sleigh right in front of you. And you can see people sort of out on catwalks and hallways and in this lobby area bustling back and forth in the distance.
Crispy is suddenly very quiet and just looking down.
Coco says,
Yeah.
"Hello, my name's Coco. It's nice to meet you all."
No
Merry
one
Christmas.
can hear you from here. They seem pretty much determined to keep walking. Some of them are carrying like stacks of packages. Some of them are talking on cell phones. They're all very busy. But this long walkway, there's like a puff of steam as it settles down, and the door of the sleigh actually swings open automatically. You can see that there's a figure waiting for you at the end of this long walkway.
Should you guys go without me? I just got buckled in.
Okay. Hi, my name's Coco. It's nice to meet you. Merry Christmas.
Pudding, get out here. I need you.
We have protocol for the. Oh, come here, Puddin. She says. And then helps him out of his little baby seat. And then he walks up, and there is clearly protocol for this. There is traditional greetings, which Sprinkles knows and does, like certain ways to shake the
Yes.
hand, certain ways to Sprinkles. And and
Yes. Sprinkles
Sprinkles
trained for first contact.
throws Sprinkles at them.
Okay. So the sprinkles kind of like fly and then they land on the floor, which is kind of like clockwork and fancy. And
But-
from the
Sprinkles is a little bit neurotic, so immediately pulls out a small vacuum to clean up the mess.
So from the end of this catwalk, a robotic figure waves one hand and says, "Welcome, please come towards me. No need to clean up the candy products. We have robots for that."
So do I.
Can we meet them?
I am sure that you will through your time here at Department Station. Come on, welcome. I am Holly, your automated shopping companion.
Holly,
Are
can
you
I hold
first
your
time-
hand?
Okay. She like lowers her hand sort of into yours. She's a like slender automaton with green eyes, and she's holding a clipboard and smiling kind of blankly. She has like a little metallic bob, and she's actually wearing a knit cardigan, which is kind of weird because the rest of her is like a curvy robot chassis, but she just has like a little cardigan on. She gives you her hand and she says, "Is this your first time here?"
Yes, I like your cardigan. It makes you seem much more approachable.
Thank you. I was issued it as a matter of protocol. How can I help you? What is on your Christmas list?
I want to be your friend.
You are already my friend, customer.
Check that one off. You could do it on your clipboard.
And you know, as you're standing there, you notice that Santa's journal has begun sort of steaming a little bit, like it does when the quest log updates.
Snap it open.
Yep. So the first page that it opens to, as by magic, says "The Crispiest Cookie," and that it can be found in Department Station, orbiting a moon, not our moon.
We've been looking for a crispy cookie. I got a crispy cookie right here. What's Santa on about?
The crispiest cookie indeed. So Holly stands and says, "If there's anything that you desire, I can help you to find it here for a price."
What's the price?
I don't care.
Money.
I need a crispy cookie.
Oh, a crispy cookie? You must want to go to Keebler Town.
Sure.
They make very crispy cookies indeed. Just, keep your head down.
Guys, I had a run-in with a Keebler elf once. I don't know.
They are extremely aggressive.
So
They aren't allowed onto the other decks after a series of incidents. Come with me. She leads you.
This doesn't sound
She
very
is walking.
poggers.
So, like, the interior of this station is like a huge glass and gold cathedral, but there are sort of floating hover Christmas trees everywhere. There's like a drone floating around and spritzes Coco in the face with perfume and says, "Fragrance department, floor 270," and then sort of hovers off. It's very much full of shoppers, but they all seem to be robotic in nature.
I would also like to point out that Crispy has been avoiding direct eye contact with Holly this entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If Holly knows your identity, she has not let on.
Seeing Crispy's obvious discomfort, Coco hands her a pair of sunglasses to hide her identity. It's one of the sunglasses, but it has the nose and mustache on it.
Yes. Thank you, darling.
And
Nobody could tell who you are with this. No one at all.
And you do appear to be the only people wearing spacesuits. You know, they are robots, but they're sort of smartly dressed in pea coats and designer scarves. You can see like a little robot child in a sailor suit licking a lollipop. You know, it's all very
Did you
high.
say a robot child in a sailor suit licking a lollipop?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't the rum talking.
Yeah, Macy's.
And he just kind of like licks and watches you, and Holly is just like walking. She goes to
Holly?
an escalator.
Holly,
Yes, customer.
Do they have Christmas in space?
Here on the station, it is Christmas all year, and our years are a length that might be unfamiliar to you because we are, you know, in a different solar system.
Holly, that sounds wonderful.
Yes,
What?
You're doing
it
a
is.
great job.
What's a solar system?
I
Oh,
love
a solar system.
Great question.
Space.
Come with me.
We
Holly.
follow Holly?
Why is the robot kid eating? Where does it go? Like, is that a robot candy?
I do not know. Should I ask him for you? Would that bring you joy? As my customers,
Hey, kid.
I am honor bound to do
Wait.
as you wish.
I got it. Hey kid, can you poop?
Just-
Where's the lollipop go?
The kid just watches you and keeps licking.
That slow
It's like
lick.
clang,
while
clang,
maintaining-
it's Clangs against his tongue.
Like he has like a little metallic bowl cut.
Puddin', you can't say the P word. That's naughty.
What a nice.
Yeah, this is why I never settled down. These kids these days.
And he actually stops licking and he stares at you all. And then he just yeets the lollipop straight at Puddin'.
Can I try and catch it?
You can. So why don't you make a naughty or bright roll, depending on whether you're using your devilish reflexes or your keen intellect to calculate
Which
the angle.
one's? Where's my thing? Okay, naughty.
Thought you meant
No!
character sheet in general.
It just rolled off the desk.
Desk job forever.
Crap.
I can roll that for you. I brought my own dice.
Coco, this is why I love having you. You got good hands. Roll it for me, baby.
One of our dogs
Coco's
was
got a
sleeping
whole
under the
bag full of
desk,
dice.
and I just looked down
Oh,
and he's
no.
got sprinkles on his head.
Oh no, I only rolled you a 2. I'm so sorry, Crispy.
Yeah, I bet you are, kid.
No,
Don't
sorry.
forget.
So what is that with your naughty modifier, Crispy?
My naughty modifier says 3 + 2, so that's a 6 if I can do math right.
That's 5.
Wait, no, well that's
5
5, but then you're. Oh wait, no, it's a 7 because with your 2,
Yep.
like my thing literally says 3 + 2, so it's a 5.
Plus
Plus
2 is
two.
7.
So unfortunately,
yeah.
it's yeah.
I can't do
It's
math.
kind of the worst case scenario because you get your hand there, but not enough to stop it from moving forward. So it just kind of like slimes your palm and keeps on
I was
going.
thinking it's like gonna
and-
slam my hand into Pudding's face.
and it just sticks to Puddin's chest, the chest of Puddin's spacesuit.
Puddin',
And the kid just watches.
For hairy chest.
Puddin', this matches the one on your back, Puddin'.
Oh, let's come up eventually. Oh well.
Puddin', it's so cute that it matches.
You can
Puddin's trying
And-
to lick it with his head, but he can't reach it.
you can wash it off on every Tuesday wash.
But today's
Holly
today's
says-
Wednesday.
Holly, can we go to the cookie town?
You can follow me, as I have been saying.
Jane's
Um,
like, thank
and
God.
she turns and she
I'm still holding her hand.
begins to she she's very happy to let you hold her hand. It is extremely cold.
Mhm.
And she
Okay,
leads you
okay.
towards a large escalator filled with customers. There's like a dozen escalators going up and down, all filled with more robots. And she says, while we ride this extremely long escalator, let me tell you a little bit about Keeblertown.
I'm going to interject. I would like to point out that Crispy is rubbing her hand against the wall and now the escalator wall as we're moving to get the stickiness off of her hand.
Oh, just leaving a trail.
It feels terrible. It feels truly awful. So this escalator is up like a long golden tube, and shooting across are like pneumatic tubes that are full of wrapped presents, teddy bears, getting sucked through in jets of air. This station looks huge. There are at least 100 floors. As you pass each of them, they all appear to be like cutlery or bedding or boots. Really every category imaginable. And Holly is just prattling on about delicious cookies and the festive spirit as you sort of go up on this tube.
Holly, I think I love you.
I have a great deal of esteem for you as well, customer.
Oh,
I'm
thank
a-
you, Holly.
I'm an officiant. Do you want to make this official?
No.
I don't know what
It
that
looks like
means.
we have a long way to go. This escalator is really, really long.
Guys,
Go,
you
should
Coco,
all
It
what
is
have I
true.
told you
Bracelet.
about dropping such serious words to people? You can't settle down just yet, kid. You got centuries ahead of you.
I'm too eloquent.
Also,
Well, look at this. We have arrived at the baked goods floor. Come with me.
We do.
Oh, cookies are a baked good.
I like getting baked.
This is true. Our cookies are the baked best. So she kind of leads you through a like brightly lit, there's like trays of muffins and little cakes and the freshest breads. It smells like cinnamon. And she leads you through sort of this beautiful area till it gets a little bit dingier. The lights are flickering. This entire space station appears to be beautifully lit and decked out with hover trees and wreaths just jetting around under their own power.
So
But
it takes this long, and all of a sudden Sprinkle starts laughing really hard at the joke you made like 10 minutes ago. It took that long. Mostly because it took me like 5 seconds.
Wait, which joke?
Now I don't even remember
Can I
which
help
one
you?
it was.
I am glad that you are enjoying your shopping time here.
Oh,
was
she
just-
just laughs in the dark sometimes.
I do
Yes,
that too. It is an
laugh.
error in my program.
That sounds scary.
Well, here we are at the edges of Keeblertown. I cannot go any further because they will dismantle me. But I will wait here, and you can do your business and rejoin me for the rest of your shopping adventure.
Holly, I'm gonna miss you.
I will not. I am not capable.
Okay.
So, ahead of you, kind of around this dingy corner, it looks more like a normal space station than this like glistening holiday wonderland that you see everywhere else. Lights flickering. There's like an upturned crate full of cogs, and spray painted on a wall. It just says Keeblertown, and then a tiny elf handprint.
Is it a handprint, or
In
does it
chocolate?
look like it slid down?
It has that like emotional, environmental storytelling vibe to it. The light flickers, the hallway leads on.
There's a skeleton nearby on a toilet.
Yes, there's a skeleton on the toilet. There's some collectible books that have lore in them. Just,
I read all the
scattered
audio
all
logs.
over.
Wait, there's got to be cassettes and a cassette player somewhere else.
Mhm.
There is, yes. You find some collectible objects, but not the one that you're looking for.
Is there
Hello,
any,
we're here
Down
for
this hallway.
cookies.
Only the crispy ones.
Silence.
Only the crispiest.
is there like a tree anywhere, or that's what?
There's not a tree anywhere. It's a dim, dingy hallway going straight back into the belly of the space station.
Sprinkles, being quite bright, wants to. Can I like sniff the air to see if I can catch the scent of cookies that we can follow, like floating?
You were born to do that. Why don't you roll me bright?
Okay, I'll do that with a tiny.
You get carbon monoxide poisoning.
and I just pass out. So 16.
Yes, you pick up the scent. You would recognize it anywhere. Those are sugar cookies. So you are able to sort of look through all of these winding, dingy corridors. Do you say, that way? That's where the crispiest cookie can be found.
Let's
This
go.
doesn't
Right
seem
down.
ominous. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Sprinkles, that was
So,
that was so amazing. That was so poggers of you.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
Making your way down the corridor, you begin to hear mechanical noises and see kind of steam leaking from the different seams of the hallway. You see two swinging doors to your right side and one sort of big metal door to your left. And it's a dead end.
Which way, Sniffer?
Do they both equally smell of cookie?
Why don't you make me another bright check
Okay.
to see if you can make out the scent through a closed door.
Ooh, 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. Yep. So you look at the two swinging doors and you say, the one on the left. That's where they're making this cookie.
Okay, so I pointed out, but I say, okay, but I think we need to be a little bit careful.
Pudding walks through the door.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
All of a
Puddin'.
sudden,
Hey.
you find a big assembly line filled with gray stinky smoke, and there's like all kinds of like fat dripping off of the ceiling from all of these rising ovens, and three unfamiliar elves wearing little hats are hard at work stamping cookies and putting little chocolate drizzles across them. You can see. Sorry.
No,
ahead.
go on.
You can see that like two of them actually have torn the sleeves off their little elf jerkin, and they have like huge tattoos. These are some jacked
I
elves.
was gonna say, tell me what my elf eyes see. I would like to
How
throw
crispy do
sentient
these
pebbles
cookies look?
at them.
You'd like to throw sentient pebbles
Yes,
at
I
them.
would like to throw sentient pebbles.
So I would say they are too busy working to see you coming, even though Puddin just kind of barged on in. Why don't you make me a naughty roll to just hurl a handful of pebbles at these unfamiliar brethren?
Dice
So
roller
Come in
Google.
Coming in hot.
I rolled a 1.
Sing a song.
You don't have as you roll 1, right?
So when you roll a 1, you fail miserably. But In doing so, you learn a special lesson about your hubris. And if you sing a song about what that lesson is, you add +1 to your opposite stat.
So what stat was it supposed to be? Bright?
So, well, no, you were
Naughty.
rolling naughty.
Naughty.
So,
Oh, okay.
so you take this handful of pebbles and you just hurl them at one of these jagged elves. And he looks up and he says, "Huh?" And he kicks a tray full of fondant and it just slides across and hits you and knocks you back, dealing 1 damage.
No.
And you learn a lesson about throwing rocks at people. What is that lesson?
Don't always get what you want. If you try throwing rocks, you get kind of fucked up. And my ass is sore and it don't feel good. But now I'm gonna show them that I'm from the hood. And I start throwing gang signs.
Yep. And
That's
that
beautiful.
you've
What a
learned a
special
lesson
lesson.
about being naughty, and somehow this makes you a little bit nicer. So you had a +1 to the nice on your character sheet. Meanwhile,
I
not
fucked up my character sheet. Now I have a +32 to naughty.
I mean, it does seem that way sometimes. Let's be
Thank
real.
you, Allie.
So the Keeblers are now aware of your presence, and the one who just kicked the tray of fondant pulls out a cleaver, and the other 2 pull out crossbows.
We didn't come very well prepared for this.
Can I make a dear wish? I have
And you
2 wish points.
can make a dear wish. I don't know what that means, but please do it.
I wish
Isn't
for
it-
deer.
No. It's it's a miracle. I would like to perform
Yes.
a miracle.
Ah, yes. Things do look pretty
They,
dire.
they do, and I have 2 MP.
Yes, miracle points. So these miracle points have been gained by rolling crits. And you have a couple in the bank. So would you like to activate your special gift?
I would love to turn all of us invisible.
So you are seeing these Keebler elves looking absolutely ferocious, beginning to snarl at you. And how'd you activate your special gift?
I think of Santa, and I reach into my pocket and pull out some of that candy and stuff it in my mouth because she gotta have her fix. And then she throws a bunch of sprinkles in their eyes, and then when they have to close their eyes, they turn invisible.
Pocket sprinkles.
Yes. So the Keeblers go, and when they open their eyes again, pulling the sprinkles out of them, they say, where did they go? The North Pole losers! Find them! Don't let them get the stash! And you are
Goodbye,
all
new friends.
invisible for 1 minute or until you attack.
My little elf ears waggle when I hear stash.
And the rest of the elves see it, but the Keeblers do not. They're stomping
Crispy,
around.
don't
waving
throw any
their
more rocks
cleavers.
at them.
I can
It's
hear
not very
them.
Nice.
Should we tell the boss?
You kick like
No.
a bitch.
So
Hey!
when that elf says, "Should we tell the boss?" Coco says, "No, we shouldn't. It's not a very good idea. We can figure this out all on our own."
Snitches
I
get
think-
stitches.
I think we better go guard the stash. That's what I think we should do, fellow elves or Keeblers.
I forgot where
Hey,
the
Clinton.
stash is, guys. Where is it again? Remind me.
So it sounds like you might be trying to mislead the Keeblers. So I'm going to need somebody to make a naughty roll to convince them that you're on their side.
I have a +3.
I think that should be Crispy.
I have a -1.
Okay. Well, Google. rolled a 3. And then
Good
I
God,
have a
Ivana.
3. And then I have a +3. And Jane, you're
Yeah.
super excited
They
about
were
how
assisting.
chaotic
They
I
were
am.
assisting.
Yeah, can I say
Yeah.
that I assisted her with my great thing that I did?
Coco and Puddin were assisting.
Mhm.
That's true. That was their idea. So why don't we add another 4 to that?
That's 13.
That's a great
13.
roll. Yes, me.
You're like, gosh, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't tell the boss. He's pretty mean. He's been hangry today. Ugh, I don't know. Well, yeah, let's go guard the stash. I mean, as long as nothing happens, well, it'll probably be fine, right?
We should run there so we get there
Slowly.
in less than a minute.
Okay, that's gonna be another naughty roll.
Okay, I'll try. 16 minus 1 is 15.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's book it. The 3 jacked Keebler elves take off running so fast that their hats almost fall off. They have like white hair and they're kind of knobby noses, but their legs are, I think, longer than the North Pole elves, or so it seems, because they're really fast. So they just take off down a hallway, waving their cleavers very unsafely.
Can we check out these cookies to see if they're crisp? They meet the crispy requirement.
They're not crisp at all.
Yeah, you
think it's
absolutely
good
can.
stash.
I rub one of the cookies and then I rub my gums after I rub the cookie.
Wait, are
Your
we
hand
at
is
the
still
stash
a little
yet?
bit your hand is still a little bit sticky, so the cookie actually sticks to you as you lift it back up. So are you
I'll rub it on my
inspecting the
gums.
cookies? Are you inspecting the cookies that are on the conveyor belt?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's going to be a bright roll.
I got 18.
Okay, yeah, you know, these are delicious cookies. These cookies are good enough for the marketplace. You know, the brand is strong, but you could go crispier.
Okay.
And you
Gotta
see
be
the elves
stash.
thundering down the hallway.
We are chasing them. Or at least I am.
After
Puddin
him,
is chasing them. Is everybody running?
Coco's running with Puddin.
Okay. So, you know, 4 invisible elves scamper down this hallway. Or, I mean, I don't know if you scamper, maybe you run forcefully, but regardless.
Coco's skipping.
Oh, that's very cute. The jacked elves have thrown open the doors to a back room where a single oven that's plated in gold sits in the middle of a otherwise pretty sparely furnished area. There are some cots. There are just stacks of money piled up to the side. But that's almost an afterthought as compared to this beautiful oven.
Coco gasps at how beautiful the oven is upon seeing it for the first time.
One of the Keeblers
have to-
whips around. Hey, did you hear that?
I clamp a hand over Puddin's mouth before I can ruin it.
Well, I guess everything's fine here. I mean, the stash is safe, and so is all of our stacks and stacks of human money. So, I mean, maybe back to the assembly line?
Can we hide behind a stack of cash?
Yes, they are definitely tall enough to hide behind.
Yes.
Okay.
We do it.
That's what we do.
Yep. So the Keeblers shrug and return to their like AI patrol patterns outside. The door swings shut, and you are alone in a room with a golden oven and stacks of dirty money.
Is there no cookies in here? Do we have to bake cookies?
Can I check inside the oven for cookies?
Maybe we have to put money in the oven.
Oh, maybe we should put
makes
we should put
sense.
the money in our pockets instead.
Holly said that money was important.
Coco and Sprinkles are just piling money into the oven.
Crispy is putting piles of money into her pockets.
Yeah, I
We
won't make
don't
Crispy
understand.
roll for that.
We don't understand human customs.
Coco
Yeah,
would never notice Crispy doing this because Coco is entirely too focused on putting money in the oven.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like Coco and Sprinkle are pretty much convinced that Crispy is just helping them bring money to the
Yes.
oven,
Yeah.
but like Crispy's just like lifting it up and putting it back into their pocket.
You're doing
So
great. You're
in-
doing
in
great,
your-
kids. I gotcha.
Putting smells for cookies again.
Yeah, it's hard to make out the scent of cookie above the scent of all of the burning paper. But in your haste to just throw literally thousands of dollars of crisp Benjamin into this oven, you almost miss that while there aren't cookies in this oven, there is cookie in the oven. There is a single golden cookie sheet with a single beautiful sugar cookie sitting upon it. It's perfectly round.
So Puddin' is
And
the only
just
one that noticed that?
glistening. I would say that it is probably Sprinkle and Coco because
Okay.
you're the ones who are like inserting dollar bills directly underneath it.
Sprinkle,
in your
look!
haste to
Sprinkle, it turned
Yeah.
into a cookie already!
Oh, you were right. Humans' costumes are strange. And we pull out the cookie.
Hey, everyone, it's faster if you just light the bills out here.
No, but the oven is magical!
A burning bill that he throws into the pile of other bills.
I grew into a gas oven.
the paper money goes up like a pile of paper money. The delicious scent of the cookie, which would normally be overwhelmingly rich and sugary and alluring, is completely blotted out by the black acrid smoke of flaming currency. It begins to light all the like greasy rags that are just torn around and like the cots.
Sprinkles looks to Coco and nods sagely, is like, we got good this day.
I'm so
An
glad we
alert.
did this.
An alert begins blaring. Fire detected. Fire detected. Anti-fire initiative protocol. And then sprinklers lower down from the roof.
Protect
the cookie!
I try to wrap the cookie in money.
The money that's on fire or different money?
Probably the one that's not on fire yet. But
Okay, yeah. I'll say that there is just such a ridiculous amount of money here that you're able to grab a handful and shield the cookie
Wait.
before not water but foam begins to spray out.
Can't we
Both
just
The
like
ceiling.
flip the cookie tin upside down
It'll
and
Just
carry
a
the
single
cookie to
cookie.
No,
fall off.
it would
Well,
fall
now it's
off.
wrapped
We can
protectively
hold it.
in money.
There's
We
gravity
say
on
that.
the space station.
You can't
This
flip it
plan
over,
is-
it would fall off.
This plan is sound. Kid got
What do I
sick
know,
of
kids? You're doing great. Let's just go.
So foam begins to pulse out, putting out the fire, but also getting all over you. It's sticky and it smells bad. It does seem to kind of slide off of your spacesuits, but you don't really want to stick around here for much
But
longer.
it also.
Oh, this
like,
is nothing. Back in my 90s, this was just a good night. Let's go.
Back on
There
It'll
a-
come off.
Since the fire alarm is going off, is there a like red glowing exit sign in the room anywhere?
It is the door that you entered through. It does not appear to have a second means of egress, which is very unsafe.
They can't believe
Are-
there's a money room where the whole point is to set the money on fire, and there's no way to get out.
Suddenly, the door bursts open as the Keeblers run back in with their cleavers. What happened? How did this start? Why is the money on fire? Oh
You
my
need to help
gosh!
us put it
What has
out.
taken place in this terrible, terrible scene? And suddenly, a minute has passed, and your invisibility melts away, leaving you face to face with three incredibly angry, jacked little elves.
I think I gotta do what the chat says, and I make my mouth real big and puffy, and I carefully insert the cookie to protect it. I'm holding it gently between my teeth.
The cookie
Scary.
melts in your mouth. It
No!
is a beautiful sensation, so crisp. It seems to shake the station as it evolves, and you absorb a Christmas miraculous boon and gain 5 maximum hit points.
Whoa!
No.
But also, Sprinkles is openly weeping.
Tears of joy, or
Yep.
Puddin takes out his candy cane of power and puts it into a flaming pile of bills and pulls it out. So now he just has bubbling candy on the end of his candy cane of power.
Oh no!
And he charges towards the jacked elves.
Okay.
Coco is now trying
sorry,
to
go
replace
ahead,
the
Crispy.
cookie by putting more money in the oven.
What are you doing?
Crispy is gonna pull out 2 bundles of cash that they put into their pants and say, "Leave me alone, or the money gets it."
The money's already gotten it. What have you done? There
Got
were
more money.
$2.5 million. Okay, so the way that combat works in this system is that you can choose the order that you go. I am going to roll to determine at what turn these jacked elves will take theirs. So it is up to you. Who would like to go first?
Well, I'm definitely charging in, so unless someone stops me, I'm going first.
Coco's never done anything wrong in their life.
Okay. Be that as it may. So, Puddin, would you like to take an attack or perhaps some other gambit?
I mean, he's just kind of barreling right into them, so I suppose he's just swinging his candy cane of power at them.
Yep. So, roll a d20 and add either hearty or naughty, whichever is higher.
Oh boy, that is a 24. 24.
Crit or just a
Dirty.
crazy
30
modifier?
is it 19 plus 5.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that'll hit a Keebler elf. Why don't you roll me damage, which is a d4 plus your naughty.
That's 5. 5 total.
Okay. What does it look like as you kill the Keebler elf?
No!
Well, I imagine the mythical candy cane of power is pretty beefy. So, and it is bubbling on the end, and there's still a couple of bills stuck to it. So he slams it into the first elf's head, and then it just kind of sticks there because it's all melted and whatnot. And it kills him.
Yeah, you pull it back and it's covered in like bits of bone, encrusted in like white Keebler elf hair. like a grim talisman of this dark deed. One of the other elves screams. Who would like to go next?
I don't think Sprinkles would go. I have like minus naughty.
I think Crispy would definitely go.
Oh, Crispy would definitely go.
That sounds like Crispy.
So I still have some rocks, bricks, pebbles that have a consciousness to them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Where I throw them at the face of the closest Keebler elf.
I thought that you'd learned a lesson, but I guess we'll see. Why don't you roll me naughty?
Keeble my Neeble! That's a 15 plus 5, 20.
Yeah, that'll hit a Keebler elf with some brick bits. I mean, they have tattoos, but those are mostly for show. And they were using knives because they were working to cut tough pieces of sugar. They're just screaming and flailing. Roll me brick damage.
Do the sentient pebbles scream as she throws them toward the elf?
Just little tiny voices. Keeble my people.
That is what they say. Yes.
What is is it a 20 for brick damage?
No, it's a D4 plus naughty.
D4. That's a 1 plus 5, 6.
Okay, this is also enough to absolutely obliterate a Keebler elf. They scream, "No!" shortly before just a volley of rocks just smacks them straight in the head, and they fall backwards into the fiery pile of money. This leaves one Keebler elf remaining, who sees this devastation and just goes, drops his knife and is like, I just work here. I didn't know that polar elves were so mean. You just take the cookie. Take it.
We can put him in the oven. Let's go. Let's just put him in the oven. What's gonna stop us? He's a little bitch.
Crispy. What do you mean you ate it? It was our treasure.
Actually, that's a good point. If we ate the single crispiest cookie, does that make a new, different cookie the crispiest cookie?
It's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. This is why I love you, kid. You're the best.
Took us 3.5 years to pick that cookie.
Yeah, well,
he sinks down.
Look at
it. Look
at it. Just give me a
Here, let me help you. And I'm gonna put my hand in your mouth.
It's not
and meanwhile,
working.
the foam is still just going and going, and it's not enough to extinguish the dollar bills. And there is a slight knocking at the door of the
hey guys, should we get out of here?
fiery room.
Should we get out of here? What do you think? Should we go?
Customers, there is a hazard in this section. Please
Holly,
follow me to safety.
Holly, we need help. We need another crispy cookie. Also, we need oxygen. Clean stuff.
Come, there is a hazard in this section. Protocol dictates that we leave expediently.
I just want to go.
Please proceed away from the fire. Follow me.
I follow Holly and I go, do you have anything that gets bone out of peppermint?
I've never seen a murder before.
Yes, that is floor 318. Solvents.
I'm knocking Sprinkles on the back. It's fine, honey. You're gonna be fine. I've seen tons of murders. Just get the cookie out of your mouth. Come on, let's go.
And Santa's book, his journal, begins to steam once more.
So did we?
It's a little bit hard to tell because there's smoke everywhere.
Guys, I think the spirit of the cookie is with us. We're fine. What's next?
It's fine. Let's go.
Okay. Keebler friend, my name's Coco, and I want to be your friend.
He's just on the floor sobbing.
Can I how are they about my
Holly
size?
said,
Can I pick them up and carry them out?
why don't you roll hardy to see if you can pick up an elf who is your equal?
Okay.
Are you Harry Pottering this and pulling him out of the room?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Coco. What have I taught you?
9 plus 2 is 11.
That is enough to pick up an elf and sling him over your shoulder. Although he doesn't like it, so he is probably going to continue to struggle.
That's what friendship is.
Yeah. So you like firemen carry this elf out, following Holly through the through the room with the conveyor belt, but now all of the cookies are like singed and burnt, and there's like blood and bone kind of rolling on the conveyor belt past you. Holly says, well, I hope that you were successful in making your first purchase. What is next on your holiday list? We have gifts for every occasion.
I'll open the book with tear-stained cheeks.
So for what it's worth, you do pass the page with the crispiest cookie, and it says that the benefit that it brings is to make one elf much stronger and able to defend Santa. So you think, in a way, you have succeeded.
Always.
You Santa's bitch now.
And the next page, in sort of crisp, Christmassy text, directs you to find a ruby the size of a baby's head.
Holly, how do we find a ruby that is big as a baby?
What is a baby?
An infant, a small human.
What floor has gems this big?
A human without any software updates.
Uh-huh. You mean a child? Yes. We
Yeah, that
sell
one.
many gifts for children, but they are not gems.
We could turn them into one.
Where's? Well, I was just gonna go crispy. Where's your biggest gem? Wait, that's not my voice.
I need the biggest ruby money can buy. And I pull out wads of cash from my pants because I still have cash in there.
We do not sell rubies of that size on this station. However, I do believe that the central power core of Department Station is run on gems such as these.
I've always had a deep interest on central power cores for space stations. Could you take us down there and give us a grand tour?
Are you interested in applying for a job?
I want a tour
Yes.
so I could know that this is the job for me.
Coco wants a job.
That seems reasonable. Follow me. And then
Coco's
she
not
sort
even
of
being
struts off.
facetious. I'd love to
Coco
work
wants
here.
a job.
I
Sort of
would,
struts off.
I would also like to say Pudding does have many dollar bills stuck to him because he is still sticky everywhere.
Fred,
Oh,
I'm
and I
out
would
of
also like-
alcohol.
Absolutely.
Can Coco
Absolutely. Yes.
can Coco ask their Keebler? Hi, my name's Coco. What's your name?
Marty.
Hi, Marty. I'm your friend.
You are not. You have abducted me. I'm gonna get the constabulary.
No, I think you're gonna come with us.
Put me down.
No.
You've killed
That-
my
That
friend.
might have been the most sinister thing we've said, and like you burned someone alive.
You'll be next. If you know what's good
No.
for you.
No, we're not. Yeah, next in line after the four of us.
Coco, you're
Marty
so
goes
nice. Do
limp
you want
in
me
your
to?
arms.
Coco, you're so nice. You want me to carry him for you?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
So through sort of a rack of aprons and other baking accessories, she actually leads you past, and you're back in the like nice looking area now.
Mhm.
But there's a door marked employees only. She leads you through it, and there's just a series of those pneumatic tubes that you saw earlier.
Wait,
there are,
super important, Jane. Are they elf sized?
Yes. They are larger than elf sized. Yeah, they are multiple elf sized. And there are, teddy bears, and there are like sailor toys and little toy soldiers like zipping around. But you can also see occasionally like a robot just flying by. And she says, we employees use this method of transportation for efficiency. Come with me. And then she steps backward into the tube and zips away.
Okay, I trust you implicitly. Let's go.
Pudding goes right after
Yeah.
Coco.
Coco carrying Marty takes both of them into the tube as Marty screams and tries to not be pulled into the tube.
So I am going to need all of you to roll hardy
boy.
to not like bang against the sides of these pneumatic tubes.
3 + 2 is 5.
Cool. You take 2 points of damage as
Love to
Marty
get fucked up
crushes
in a
you
tube.
against the wall.
10.
Okay, you manage to kind of bump off and you get the hang of it. It's like a water slide without the water.
My tears are greasing the way.
It's true. It's true.
13 for Puddin.
Yes. You have all of the blood that is coating you and all of the money that is stuck to you, and that's kind of greasing your way as well.
That's me. I'm so sorry.
Every once in a while, Pudding is taking the lollipop off his chest, taking a lick, and then putting it back.
Yeah, it's a lot crispier now because of all the bones you see.
It's good.
I got a 15, by the way.
Yeah, you're fine.
Also,
You're
I would
fine.
like to point out that I forgot that this entire time I've been wearing the glasses with the nose and the mustache. So I'm just like
That's so
riding
good.
the pneumatic tube like this, keeping the glasses on.
And you actually like glide across the lobby where you first came in and you saw sort of everything transporting. It seems like these tubes go the entire length of this station. But ahead of you, Holly says, "This is our stop," and steps off into a much plainer room, but not quite as gross as Keebler Town was.
Do we see the big gem?
You don't see any big gems, but has Holly led you wrong before?
No. Holly, the love of my life, where are we going?
I am taking you to the engine room where the gems are stored.
Let's go.
So,
Coco's leading this one.
So she leads you onward past a guard post where 2 guards are sitting and playing cards. They see Holly walking up and all of you people, and they say,
What do you
"Whoa,
mean,
whoa,
you
whoa."
people?
Say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Holly, what are you doing here? This is not an area authorized for your model." She says, "The customers, they desire to pass through here."
I
They
want
look
a
at
job
you
here.
skeptically.
It's my first day on the job.
Just because she's a model doesn't mean you could question her abilities to do stuff. She's been doing great, better than you two lumps. What have you been doing all day?
We've been
Coco just
working
promoted
hard.
themselves.
He says, "We've been working hard." And then like they slide their cards to the side and say, "I don't think we want you to pass. Why should we let you through?"
I don't think you think at all. Just let her go. She knows what she's doing. We are the top of our class at Ewell University
Wait,
to be nuclear ruby scientists for the power
wait.
reactors.
Coco is tugging on Crispy's sleeve. Give them money.
Do you want money? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could be
Hey.
persuaded to keep going with our card game, if you know what I mean.
Could you guys help me? Why don't I stay here and you can help me pull all these dollar bills off of my sticky parts, and you don't have to worry about these other people.
Why don't you give us some of the money that isn't stuck to your parts, and then we'll just let you be.
All right.
Okay.
I will pull
Help me
out
but
a few bills from the behind part of me, and I'll slide it up my body very obviously. You keep working harder, kids.
We sure will. Okay, take them. They roll their little rolling chairs back to their table, pull out the cards, and they keep playing. Holly says, "Efficiently done. Follow me."
See, this is why you want me working in your reactor, Holly.
Come on, Marty. Oh, let's follow Holly.
Leave me here. I miss my home. I miss my brothers.
Coco's like, no, it's fine. I'm a day manager.
You're gonna be missing a limb if you don't shut up.
No. So Holly opens the door and walks you briskly to an actual long circular room. And at the end, you can see a big metal door with like a peephole through it. Unfortunately, it's more at her height than at your height.
Put it, come here, let me
Coco
climb you.
Coco holds up Marty to look through the door, the window.
That makes more
Marty,
sense.
what's in there?
Yep. Marty boosts and says, "I'll tell you if you let me go."
But we're friends, Marty.
No, don't worry about that. And I bend down and offer someone to climb up my back.
I climb up your back, and I feel like I'm at like one of those like, what was the show MXC where they throw at the like Velcro wall?
MXC.
Yeah. And it's exactly like that because his back is incredibly sticky.
I thought you were gonna say Harry.
So you're able. That too. It's both. It's both.
Through the space
Somehow
suit.
through. Yeah, it's. You get the sense that these spacesuits were not especially well made, and definitely not going to do well in a hard vacuum. But you are able to
Coco
climb
made
up,
them
and you look
themselves.
through you look through the view hole, and you see dozens of huge glowing rubies pulsing with energy, and in the center, there's one that's hovering, suspended between crackling jolts of electricity. And the other ones, they were big, but this one you would describe as roughly as large as a baby's head.
That's one's as big as
With
Santa
that-
Claus's prostate. That's the one we need.
Perfect line to end on.
And with that, we will wrap off this segment of the, what is it called?
The
12 hours of
Geekmas.
Geekmas?
Yeah.
Can we
12 hours of
Extravagant.
Geekmas. That's a great. Whoever came up
Yeah.
with it, just great.
Can we
But why don't you let the viewers know where they can find you?
can we light the room on fire before we leave? Is that
Just for good.
an option? Can we just
We
I
should
think we're
do
about
this.
to shut down the whole
I mean,
space
yeah.
These
station, so I
rubies
think
don't
we should just
burn.
wait.
We should do this
These
every
I mean,
year.
they're already-
It's really fun.
They're already crackling with electricity, so it wouldn't take much. Maybe just one greasy dollar bill sort of flicked into the
I mean, it's gonna
electrical
happen.
cord.
I
One way or
slide one
another.
off of Pudding's back.
Someone
and it's
still has to play this
Look,
game. Don't
It's even
burn-
got a little
burn
hair
the
wick
world
so we can
behind
light
you.
it.
Well, you already ate the other artifacts, so you want to go 0 for 4?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Okay, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me in your mother's bed. How you doing? Also at Arcane Vice. Don't expect
You can-
anything better than this, kids.
You can find
It doesn't get any better than this.
it doesn't. It might get worse though.
Yeah,
can
you
find
will get
me-
worse.
You get
can
to know
find me
about my
getting-
bowel movements at work.
You can find me getting much worse on Twitter at Wonderfitzig. That's WUNDERFITZIG _.
There's so many letters.
Yeah, it is. I used to own Josh.doctor, but
So good. You can find me on Twitter at Animated Meat with the E's as 3s. I'm on another show called Brute Force.
you may have heard of it.
You can find.
And hopefully we'll have GeeklyCon next year, which I help run.
That's
Woo!
really fun.
I kind of help you do that.
You absolutely do. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Thrifty Nerd. I've done a few podcasts like Greetings Adventures, Dear Internet, You're a Wizard, Harry. Sometimes I'm on Random Encounters, and it's fun. I like this. I like this whole thing.
Yeah, we should do this every year.
That would be awesome.
I like it. You did
Uh,
great. You make your mama proud.
Thanks, everyone. You'll see
I'm
the
Jane
end
Ritt.
of the whole thing.
I'm Jane Ritt, and I will be back in 5-ish minutes with 4 new elves.
Follow
Thank you, Jane.
follow Jane if you
Thank
want
you, Jane.
horse deals.
Please don't murder me next time you see me, Jane.
Jane has
No
great horse skills.
promises.